Yui, the detective is already dead. It's time to go for idol time. Hi, 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 hi. All right, so Detective is already dead. Episode 3 is all around and focused on a brand new character named Yui. She was introduced as a sixth grade idol, Japanese idol sensation. And the whole purpose of her coming out as one of the characters they're introducing is because she was seeking out Kazuhiko, the legendary detective, because there is a threat that has been put out there that on the big night of her concert, of her show on a Sunday, that they're going to come and they're going to steal the sapphire from her home, which is a treasured prized possession of her long-lasting family. And because of that, she seeks a detective to help prevent this tragedy, or this actually from happening. So with all that being said, that leads Kazuhiko and Nagisa to kind of take on this mission. And as they take on the mission, they have to do a lot of different work. Kazuhiko basically enthralls himself in idol history, or in the history of Yui, and gets himself ready to take on the mission. And as the anime kind of went on, they attend a rehearsal. They see Yui getting attacked, and it seems that something clicked for Kazuhiko, noticing kind of what is really going on with Yui as a character. And there might be something kind of, as the next episode alludes to, there might be something hidden behind her eye. So as we go in the next week's episode, there might be a lot more mystery involved with cracking the case for our little idol girl, Yui. All right, so with that being said, that's kind of what happened during the episode. So what I want to chat about, guys, real quick, is just how I feel overall about the anime. Now, what I'm going to tell you guys straight up, and I'm gonna have to kind of repeat this because I know a lot of you guys, the moment I say that I don't like something and you do, you're like, blah. That's okay. I totally get it. So what I want to tell you guys, like, look, when it comes to the detective is already dead, the first episode, right, was a 45-minute episode banger. They introduced us to Kazuhiko, Kimihiko, whatever his name is, and they introduced that he's the trouble magnet, and basically anything that can go wrong will go wrong, but it'll all gravitate towards him. With that being said, our beautiful little detective girl, Siesta, she seeked him out for that reason, so that she could solve mysteries that are around him with all the different antics that he's been getting himself into, because trouble is just magnetic to him. So they spent the whole episode introducing their relationship, really fledging them out, and it was one of the best opening episodes I've seen in a really long time. Now, there was a lot of movie magic, that was there. That's just, they just wanted you to just suspend in disbelief, like, why were 15-year-olds detectives? Why could they get on planes by himself? Why could Kazuhiko, take a gun on a plane? There's a lot of things that they just said, just believe it. Just it's entertainment. Just watch it. And we're like, okay, we'll watch it. And as the episode ended, the first episode, they're like, oh, he's reflecting. He's like, oh, and the detective is already dead. And you're like, no, Siesta. But as we moved into episode number 2, I don't know what you guys were thinking, but again, what I was thinking was, okay, we're now going to get adventure. I was thinking that was just alluding to kind of later in the anime. So I was thinking, like, okay, now we're going to go on adventures with Kazuhiko and Siesta, and they're going to show us how, their relationship grew more, how they really became detectives, what kind of missions that they went on. And at some point during episode, 8, let's call it, something wrong would happen and she would die, but he's not sure how, and he would have to solve a mystery. This is what I was thinking. And he would have to solve the mystery, and the rest of the episodes would just be like a mystery anime for him trying to solve her death, and then ultimately finding out she wasn't really dead, or something like that. I don't know. But instead, as soon as we moved into episode 2, we get introduced to Nagisa via Kazuhiko being, in mourning, being like, Siesta has died, and I have to return to what's a normalcy of life, and I have to go back and return to high school. And he returns, and he meets a character, Nagisa, who seeks him out. She's seeking out the legendary detective. She's looking for Person X, and Person X ends up being him. And the reason she's looking for it is because she got a heart transplant, and her heart, very cheesy, but her heart is yearning to find this person. And it ends up being him, and we find out in the most predictable fashion ever. Sorry, episode 2 wasn't that good. It just wasn't. I'm sorry. We find in the most predictable fashion ever that she has Siesta's heart, and Siesta's heart is calling out for Kazuhiko. And I was just, I've never been let down so hard by an anime that I was like, I went on my anime list and I immediately was like, I watched episode 1. It's almost a masterpiece. It could be a masterpiece. I'm going to give it a 9 for now, but it's going to be a 10. And episode 2 was like a 6 for me. And I was like, it's fine. And I've never been so let down by something like so hard. So, as we moved into this week's episode number 3, this one was called the Yui Naya quality. Again, all about the, the new person introduced, which is the idol girl. I was open-minded this week. I had a lot of, not negativity, but I had a lot of like, this anime needs to redeem itself for me. So as we move into episode number 3, I've already kind of told you guys what happened, but there's a couple of things I want to really call out is, she goes and she seeks out, Kazuhiko, right? So she goes and or I keep calling him Kazuhiko, but his name is, Kimizuka Kimihiko. So she goes and she seeks out Kimihiko, right? And she wants the legendary detective. She wants the legendary detective on the case to protect her sapphire. And she tells him about what she needs. And Nagisa jumps in and says, oh, you don't need him. What you really need is the legendary detective. That's me. And immediately I was kind of put off a little bit just because, like, I get it, right? I get that she has the heart of the detective. But I was assuming the whole entire time that, Siesta was bred to be a detective, that she was, brought up. We don't really go into this, at all. But I was assuming that she was brought up in the, in the system, that in whatever the Japanese fighter crime, FBI, CIA, whatever their SWAT team, whatever it is, whatever their system is, I'm assuming that she was brought up in the system, or she was bred for being a detective. I also assume that she has some certifications and some licenses to be a child detective kind of thing, right? But Nagisa just jumps in and she was like, we're going to solve the case. And they just go start doing it, right? And I guess you can hire anybody to do whatever you want. But she just jumps in and was like, okay, well, she doesn't have, she has the heart, but she doesn't have, like, really anything. You know what I mean? Like, any kind of real qualifications. Like, just because you have the heart doesn't mean you know how to do what Siesta did, right? Right? Am I right? Am I wrong? I don't know. And obviously, Kimihiko just kind of goes with it. He obviously has, because of Siesta, he now has, maybe not credentials, but he has some some history, and he has a proven track record, and he has a relationship with the police force because of Siesta. So he has, more credentials and qualifications to go in, solve crime in a sense, but Nagisa doesn't, but she wants to take the lead. And that just kind of really threw me for a loop. And, I guess, like I said, we're gonna roll with it, we're gonna believe it, but that kind of put me off a little bit. But the rest of the episode, was good. The rest of the episode was good, and not just to kind of harp on everything, just be negative. And again, I'm enjoying it. I'm gonna keep watching it. I don't hate it. I'm just disappointed in it, but I don't hate it. I still love it. I still think it's really good. I just think that a lot of my expectations just took a nosedive because of what the anime set for me. It's not like I had these pre-existing expectations, or I was like a manga or a light novel reader, and suddenly I was like, oh, I can't wait for this to be adapted. No, it was episode 1 came out and set my expectations really high, and then episode 2 just came in and went, shut up, Dom. And I was like, oh my god, okay, well, I guess I'll just shut up and take what you give me. So, as we move into episode number 4, like I said, we're going to see what's behind Yui's eye. I really wish Siesta would have lasted more. I think she was a fantastic character. The animation is still beautiful. The voice acting is still really good. I still really do like, Kimihiko as a character. I hope that him being the trouble magnet is more pronounced. In episode 1, there was like some really funny moments, like him getting pulled into a car and some shit happening. Like, I was like, okay, Hopefully we get more of that stuff as we move on. I don't know if we will or not now, but I hope that we do. But overall, like, the episode was pretty good. I like Yui. I guess she's a 12-year-old superstar. And we're going to see what episode number 4 lies in. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, guys. Let's conversate. I know not all of you agree with me, and I know some of you are going to be really mad, like, you know, I hate you while you're watching this. But that's okay. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Let's chat. Let's be real. Let me know if you guys agree with me in any way, shape, or form. Again, like I said, I'm enjoying it. I'm going to keep watching it. I'm just a little disappointed in it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, guys. Let's chat. Make sure you guys like the video or dislike it. And make sure that you guys subscribe if you're not already. And check out our full reaction right here. And you can see how I really reacted to this week's episode. And the video below, that's what YouTube says is best for you. And I'll see you guys next week for episode number 4. Peace out, guys.